Welcome to Ask the Beauty Advisor, a podcast that answers your health and beauty questions. Hosted by health and beauty advisor, Deanna Lynn.
Hey there, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Ask the Beauty Advisor. Today, I have a really quick episode for you. It's going to be kind of short, and I apologize for not putting out an episode in the last couple of weeks. I've just been extremely busy. I've been focusing on a couple of brand new projects. One I'm very excited about. I am producing a brand new podcast. The focus of the new podcast will be health and weight loss tips. Yay, weight loss tips! I know you've been asking me about weight loss tips, so I finally am putting together a show for you. As soon as that show becomes available, I will definitely let you know, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, on today's show, we're going to be talking about eyebrows. I'm going to be reading you an email I received from Vanessa. She's asking about how to do your own eyebrows at home. So let's go ahead now and get today's show started.
You've got mail, Miss Lynn.
Hello, Beauty Advisor. I have a couple of questions about waxing my own eyebrows. I spend around $20 a month to get my eyebrows waxed, and it really isn't so much about the money. I always make an appointment in advance, but end up having to wait at least 20 minutes every time before my girl can get to me. Not to mention the fact that I have a 2-year-old child that I either have to get a sitter for, or if I bring her into the salon, she becomes so restless and out of control. I can tell that she's annoying not only everyone in the salon, but also the beauty operator. I've tried several times waxing my own eyebrows, and haven't really been successful. I seem to either pull them all out or burn my skin, or I can't get them out at all. Could you share some tips on how to do home waxing for eyebrows? And this email was signed, Best Wishes from Vanessa. Well, Vanessa, I can certainly understand why you'd want to do your own eyebrows at home. Having to take a young child with you to a salon is not only inconvenient for you, but it's very difficult for the operator. When there's a child running around or climbing up and down on you, it's very difficult for you as well as the operator. It's just that it can be very distracting. And as far as burning yourself, well, I can relate to that. I wax people all the time, but yet one day somebody brought me a sample of a new wax they wanted me to try. It was a microwavable wax. I took it home. I threw it in the microwave. I put it directly on my face without even testing it, pulled it off. I burnt the heck out of my chin. I mean, I really burnt it. The experience left me with a big red mark on my chin that kind of turned brown. Now, I was really worried it was going to leave a scar, but thank goodness it did heal. It took a while to heal, but it did heal and it didn't leave a scar. I was lucky. I felt so stupid because I really know better. I was just being careless. I've never really burnt a client, thank God. But I can see how easily it can happen. So I can give you a few tips today, and hopefully this will help you be able to do your own waxing at home. So now in the world of do-it-yourself beauty treatments, eyebrow waxing is not the easiest do-it-yourself beauty treatment to master. Choosing the wrong wax, applying it incorrectly, or ripping it off improperly, there's a number of potential pitfalls that can leave you with a hairy situation. And when it comes to waxing your own eyebrows, the stakes are even higher. One mishap and it's bye-bye to all those full brows you've been trying so hard to grow out. Even so, there's no denying that doing your own eyebrows can save you time, money, and really it's just more convenient. So let's go ahead now and walk through it step by step, the proper way to wax your eyebrows at home. First, let's fill in your eyebrows, even before you get into that sticky stuff like the wax. It's essential to define your eyebrow shape. It's a little like laying down a pattern on a fabric before you cut it. This way, the whole process is a little bit more thought out. Whether you use powder or pencil, it's a matter of personal preference. Just make sure that your brows look the way you want them to. The goal is to wax only the hairs that fall outside of your newly drawn-on borders. Then snap a quick brow selfie. Looking at your brows in a photo lets you take a step back and see them the way a professional would. And once you're fully satisfied with the way they're shaped, then move on to the next step. So now let's talk about choosing just the right wax. Not all waxes are created equal. And choosing the right at-home product is especially important when it's going on your face. I do have a couple of recommendations for you. Satin Smooth Ultra-Sensitive Zinc Oxide Wax. It'll run you about $11. It's a super gentle formula that won't stick to your skin. Now, if you're super sensitive, hard waxes are even gentler. Although there is a drawback, hard waxes may not remove the hair completely. Now, if you're worried about burning yourself, and believe me, that's a valid concern. Like I said before, I burnt myself. There are pre-wax self-heating strips, and they're a great option since they can never get too super hot. You could try the Sally Hansen's hair removal waxing strips for the face. But above all, be sure you choose a formula made for the face, because the waxes for the body are way too strong for the face. You'll also want to make sure that you prep the wax correctly. That could be when you're maybe using a wax that is heated in boiling water, or if you've invested in a wax pot. My favorite waxing pot is the GG Space Saver Wax Warmer. It runs about $26. Now, if you're going to use microwavable wax, this is where you need to proceed with extreme caution. The wax may look hard, but as soon as you stir it, it could explode and burn the heck out of your you-know-what, out of your skin. Use the consistency of the wax as a temperature indicator. It should be the consistency of peanut butter or honey. Once it becomes too liquidy and looks kind of like oil, let's say, it's way too hot. You can test a small amount on your wrist first before applying it to your face. You'll also want to protect the skin. You want the wax to adhere only to the hairs that you want to remove and not to your skin, because pulling on that is a major ouchie. So it's a good idea to create a protective barrier. I would advise that you use something like baby powder. You could use coconut oil or even a little Vaseline. Regardless of what you choose to protect your skin, apply a dab on a makeup sponge and then kind of swipe it around the perimeter of each eyebrow. Another trick here is that you want to wax your eyebrows in sections. You want to wax them in sections rather than one fell swoop. This actually makes it easier for the application. This way you'll get a more precise hair removal and ultimately better results. Do the top of the tail first, then the top of the bridge, from the start to the arch. After doing those two spots on one eyebrow, repeat to the other side and make sure both brows look the same so far. Finish by waxing underneath the tail and then the bridge. Then last, wax between the eyebrows, which is also known as the unibrow. Get rid of the unibrow. Now, if you're a waxing newbie or you just aren't that hairy, you may want to skip waxing above the eyebrow and just clean up the bottom, which is really where most of the hair grows anyway. But by doing the top and the bottom of the brow, you do get kind of a cleaner look. Keep in mind, less is more. If you apply too much wax, it'll glob up. Once you apply the strip, it can get pushed far into the brow, removing hair that you didn't really want to take off. Now, for application, rather than using the popsicle style stick, it's recommended that you use a smaller orangewood stick. You'll get a more precise application. And also make sure your strips are small. If they're too large, just cut them into 1/4 inch by 3 inch pieces. Be sure you smear the wax on in the direction of the hair. Then smooth the strip over it. Hold the skin tightly with one hand and remove the strip with the other. Pull it off parallel to the face, as if you were going to fold the strip back over itself. Don't pull it straight out, and pull it off in the opposite direction of the hair growth. Now, clean it up to avoid irritation. And also, I should mention, to reduce the risk of completely stripping your eyebrows, wax each section of the brow only once. If you still see some stragglers, you can go back and pluck them out. Now, if you've somehow managed to get all kinds of wax on your hands, well, it does happen to the best of us, just use a drop of oil of any kind, and that will kind of cut through all the stickiness and help you get it off. After waxing your eyebrows, wipe them down with an antiseptic wash. I like to use the Band-Aid hurt-free antiseptic wash. It'll run you about $4.50. If your skin is sensitive and you're prone to those bumps or lumps or redness, then just use a dab of cortisone cream. But do stay away from oil-based products or even oils because they can clog the pores on freshly waxed skin and cause you even more irritations. Vanessa, thank you for sending in that question. It was a great question, and it's an important question. I'm sure a lot of mothers feel the same way you do. It's very difficult to bring an active child into the salon. The salon is a place for the mother to relax and take care of herself a little bit. It's hard to do when you have a very active child. Plus, I know how hard it is to wax your own eyebrows. So I really do hope these tips have helped. And just so you know, all the products that I spoke of on today's episode, you can find in the link on my show notes. It'll go to the blog. And from there, you can check out these products on our Amazon link. Yep, we have an Amazon link. So if you purchase from my Amazon link, it doesn't cost you any extra money. It does help the show out a little bit. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for the show, you can contact me, Deanna at beautyradionetwork.com. Or if you'd like to get a free skincare consultation, I can do that for you. Otherwise, we will be back next week, and I hope you join me next week. I have a guest for you. We're going to be talking about sunscreen. Yep, there's some new findings in sunscreen, some things you may not know about. So please join us for that episode next week. All right, then. I'm going to say goodbye and hopefully catch you next week.
Ask the Beauty Advisor is a part of the Beauty Radio Network. If you have a podcast or need help in starting a podcast and would like to be a part of a free, supportive network, then learn more by contacting Deanna at beautyradionetwork.com.